Hey folks, it's Farmer Marshall. And even though it's in the dead of winter, there's still food out here growing. There's young plants, there's old plants, there's stuff being harvested, and there's some more stuff that needs to be planted. So let's take a look around the garden and see what's going on. First up, my broccoli. Not just any broccoli, but my purple broccoli. Now I do have one or two here that are ready to come out. This one here, look at that. Beautiful. Now purple is my favorite color. And even though it's not the prettiest purple, I think this one here actually looks better. And this is the one that's definitely coming out today. Look at the size of that head and look how pretty it is. Nice tight head, and I don't see any side shoots on it like I do on some of my green broccoli, but that's okay. I needed this to produce because last year I planted purple broccoli and we had a hard frost, like 17 degrees. And the heads weren't quite ready. They were much smaller and they didn't survive. The plant survived, but the head didn't. So I'm going to harvest this like now. Now, if you look around my garden, obviously I planted some stuff too close, but I didn't care because I wanted as much as I can get, as much as I can get. Okay, let's enjoy this moment. Look at that. Beautiful. Still has a little green on it because it's broccoli, but beautiful. Success. Now, that's one thing about when you're gardening. One of the most exciting parts of gardening is producing the food. Planting seeds and watching them germinate is great, but once you get to the point where you can actually harvest something, take it inside, cook and eat it, yeah. And I'm going to cook this tonight and have myself some broccoli with whatever else I have in there. Steamed broccoli, a bunch of cheese, a little seasoning salt, and I mix the green and the purple together. They taste pretty close to exactly the same, but they both taste fantastic. So, grow some food, cook it. And the funny thing is, I've never actually had purple broccoli before. I've had plenty of broccoli, plenty of it. But purple broccoli, I'm not sure if it tastes much different from regular green broccoli, but hey, we're going to find out. And even if it doesn't taste much different from regular green broccoli, there's something that makes it purple that actually makes it more healthy. I don't remember exactly what they say about it, but it does make the vegetable a little more healthier than your regular green broccoli. So I'll look it up and put it on the screen for you. But this is the only broccoli I'm going to harvest today. I have some green broccoli that's ready too. So let's get to that, but let's take a look around the garden because I have something else to harvest. Before I harvest something else, let me show you something. I have some more cabbage out here, and this is my bok choy, which started to go to seed. And it's crazy. I didn't realize how quickly bok choy would go to seed. We had a warm spell. There were temperatures, it was 68, 72 degrees, almost like spring days for about a week. And then we had another freeze. But bok choy is sensitive to, I guess you could say, sensitive to heat changes because it is more likely to bolt or go to seed than my cabbage or my broccoli or even my tot soy spinach. I don't think it's going to seed. Nope, it still looks good. In fact, of all the brassicas, and bok choy is a brassica, of all the brassicas in my garden, bok choy is the only thing that decided to go to seed. Look at that one. But it's not going to go to waste because I'm going to give a lot of this to my quail. One thing when vegetables go to seed, it changes the flavor and texture of them. So it makes it more bitter, harder. So I could eat them, and I might eat some just to see or test the theory that people always talk about how it tastes bitter or whatever. But I mean, I'm going to give some to my quail because they love it. And look at this. This didn't bolt at all. And my other cabbage didn't go to seed either, so I'm happy about that. I have more cabbage down here. Obviously, that's the purple cabbage. And Yes, purple is my favorite color, but I'm not obsessed about it. I have more collard greens down here. Have some curly kale, onions. That's collard greens. These were planted late. I have mustard greens, more kale, and this here is I'm very happy about this because I've never had much luck growing turnips. Look at down there. Look at that baby. She's about the size of a baseball. So I think I'm going to harvest one or two of these guys here. Look at that one. So I'm going to harvest the larger ones. I have about 5 or 6 of them in here. I had when I first saw they were bulbing up and coming up above the soil, I just added more fertilizer, reburied them, and they kept growing and popping up. So let's harvest a couple of these guys here. So like I said earlier, harvesting vegetables is one of the most exciting part of gardening. So pardon me if I'm a little excited about this. Look at that baby there. And yeah, I'm going to eat the root. I love the turnip green roots. And I'm gonna, I'm probably gonna just blanch the leaves right now because I really don't have enough collard greens or anything else to cook with it. And these plants really don't, as far as, at least in my opinion, they don't really produce enough greens to go on and cook them unless I harvest maybe all of these. But I'm not ready to harvest all of these today. In fact, I'm going to let some of them get bigger. There's weeds. Oh, here's something else I planted right below it. So I have something ready to go to take its place. And let me get this one back here because this one actually looks bigger. This one over here can just be buried back in the soil as far as I'm concerned. Same with this one here. I don't know how much of effect it has by burying it deeper, but when I did it before, they kept growing. So, okay, here's the second one. Yeah, and these are purple turnips. I know, the whole, and the sweater. Hey, what can I say? I'm a purple guy. As a child, I remember when my mother would buy that big old, what was it, a 64, 124 box of crayons. I would always grab some paper and start picking out all the purple or violet blues, anything that was in that purple family. I would start coloring with those first. So, and yes, of course, I'm a Prince fan. Hey, but it's not just because of the purple, but because he was great. So yeah, I'm going to be eating these guys today. I like to eat these guys raw. I know. Hey, doggies. And like I said, with the greens, I'm probably going to blanch them, or who knows, maybe I'm going to cook these too. It's not going to be a huge serving or two, but I'll figure it out when I figure it out. And though I mentioned I had another plant down here, which I guess you saw, but this is, I'm not even sure what that is. That might be collard greens. And I have over here another, was probably collard green here. I think I might have more down here somewhere, but I planted some stuff in here. Oh, this one over here. I planted some more stuff so this bed wouldn't be empty when I started harvesting the turnips. And I have a couple spaces here. I'm going to add some more stuff in here. Now, I generally come out in my garden at least once a day to check on the quail and of course my vegetables. And sometimes you notice some things. See this spot here? See how the dirt has been thrown up over here? Something's been I've been noticing this for a while. Something's been coming in my garden, not really eating everything, but just kind of messing some stuff up. So look at that. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to plant. Well, I don't know. I'm gonna put some type of trap out here, try to catch it. I know it's not the dogs, because if they came in here, they wouldn't just be messing with this one bed. And whatever it is, it's just messing with this bed. It's not mess with any of my other beds with onions and more kale, onions, lettuce, Swiss chard. So I don't know what the animal is, but I'm gonna figure it out because it's bothering me. And as I mentioned earlier, I do have some more seedlings out here that I can put in these other plants. I kind of, well, not kind of, I did kind of cover these up some just with the leaves of the other plant here because this started to go to seed, at least that one there, the bok choy. These are all bok choy. I think that's supposed to be bok choy, but why are the leaves looking so much longer? I don't know, but see how that's going to seed? So I'm pretty sure that is more bok choy. So I covered them partially with the leaves of the plant so it had some shade from the heat. And I think it was mostly effective because the only one that did really go to seed was the one that really wasn't covered as much. So maybe that works. So let's take a look at the side garden. Got all my cabbage over here. I believe these are called Bravo cabbage. And they have started to, you know, form the head, which is good. And obviously they're not ready yet. But I'm glad they did start to form the head. But I'm even happier because we did have a frost. The frost didn't hurt it. But then we had 70-degree temperatures. I did have some vegetables, as you saw, that went to seed. And I was worried about these guys here, but fortunately not. So those are good. And of course, I have my broccoli. As you can see, I've already harvested the head for this one. I have some side shoots, so I'm probably going to go and take those guys today. And I have several other broccoli that this one here is, it's not big enough. Well, let me put it this way. This is grocery store size. And it has a bunch of side shoots on it. So I could harvest that, but I'm gonna wait on that one. This one here is a good size, especially for the grocery store. Good size for the garden. I'm gonna hold off on it before I harvest that one because I plan on harvesting this one and a couple more that I had in back. This one has some side shoots, same variety, but you know, side shoots are coming along. Of course, I have this here, this here. This is still about grocery store size. Um, Even that might be considered grocery store size, but I'm not ready to eat them all. This one here is coming along slowly. It's a different variety. It's funny, the plant is taller than all the others, and the leaves are pretty big, but it's coming along. No rush. That one there is doing nothing. So I'm going to go and harvest that one there, put it with some other broccoli, and have myself a nice meal. And the more I look at this one, I kind of want to harvest that one too. We'll see. Okay, like I said, time to harvest this one. Good sized broccoli head. I'm going to love this. I'm going to leave the rest of this plant because obviously I still have, though, I forgot what they call these, but I still have these here. And there's probably more going to grow. I'm going to leave these here for a while. And also, just so you know, the leaves are edible. I'm probably not going to do that. Uh, I have more than enough things to do than worry about eating these leaves. Or I might give the leaves to the quail. So I have myself some broccoli. Let's compare these two heads, purple and green. And I have one more inside that I harvested the other day. So anyway, as you can see, I grow spring, summer, winter, and fall, and I'm going to be producing hopefully at least one video a week and at least one or two shorts a week. So if you want to see some growing, if you want to maybe learn some things, if you want, just come hang out. So I know this wasn't a long video, but if you liked it, do me a favor. Give it a thumbs up, share it out like you would a good harvest, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. That we can be here next time I have something going on in the garden. Because this is going to be a nice, long growing year. Now let's get out there and get a little dirty. Yeah.